Welcome survivors, burnout community, and those just interested. It's Kelly Buboltz, owner, trainer, and burnout prevention mentor at KV Training Connections. Burnout is not taboo. It's our reality in this fast-paced society. But we are not going to let it drive the narrative to our stories. We're going to do something about it. So let's dig in. This is going to be a great episode for multiple reasons. The first thing I want to say is, if you're listening to this episode and you're really excited because you're like, yes, I need a hobby, I want you to know I feel you. You're within the burnout community that has a loss of identity and they're looking for a hobby. Because I know when I'm within the burnout community and when I'm outside of the burnout community. Because when I'm outside of the burnout community and I say, I don't know how to find a hobby. I'm trying to find a hobby. I'm trying to do all these things to try to find who I am. They kind of laugh. They're like, you don't have a hobby or you're looking for a hobby. Then I know I'm outside the burnout community. Now, inside the burnout community, let me step back into our safety zone, our safety bubble here. When we're in burnout, or even what may have caused our burnout, is we're so misaligned with our external and internal self that we start to have that identity loss. We might even have obligations and distractions in our life that have taken us away from hobbies, and now we're a different person. Or maybe even the hobbies that we used to have just aren't enjoyable anymore. They don't energize you. Maybe they're even too expensive, and they just don't fit your lifestyle. This is why exploring a hobby can be so rewarding and enriching. Once you find yourself, once you're on this recovery journey, you're really discovering who you are, what re-energizes you, what environments you like to be in, what fits your lifestyle. And then you actually have an activity just for you, made for you, that's re-energizing and you actually enjoy doing it. So let's dig into 5 ways to dive into a new hobby and explore. The first one is research and learn. We are a world full of internet information, social media pages, community groups that you can easily connect with, libraries. Start researching the hobby that you're interested in. And don't go full in, grabbing 20 books, finding the top podcasts, joining community groups. Just start small. Start small researches into your hobby by getting a book, reading a blog, going to other online resources and tutorials, and maybe attending a group meeting dedicated to that hobby. Start small and then go ahead and dive a little bit further. Take one more step, learn about the basics, the techniques, maybe some tools, the materials that you can start with associated with that hobby. Start small. Go a little further and watch an instructional video or attend a workshop to gain just a little bit more knowledge or insights from the experienced people within that hobby. So the first one is research and learn. The second one is set some goals and create a plan. Sometimes we dive too far in, we spend all the money, we don't even like it, or it doesn't fit our lifestyle. Define what you want to achieve with your hobby. Is it I need something to do to relax at the end of the night? That's going to start weeding out several hobbies that you shouldn't be exploring right now. Doesn't mean a no for those hobbies, but definitely there's some hobbies that you don't want to do at 9 o'clock at night before you go to bed. There's some things that that are going to be a little more difficult to do if you can't travel, or if you have children, or if you have a different work schedule, or if you work on the weekends versus the weekday. Set specific and achievable goals to keep you motivated and focused that fit into your lifestyle. Break down those goals into smaller milestones. Create a plan. I want to read a book on this. I want to sign up for that newsletter, that blog. I want to watch a YouTube video, and then track your progress. Consider creating even a dedicated space or setting aside regular time slots for practicing your hobby. So set goals and create a plan. The next one, if you want to take it even further, you're really loving this hobby, it's re-energizing you, you're fascinated with it, you kind of want to obsess about it, join communities and start connecting with others. It's pretty easy these days to seek out local clubs and groups and online communities with the help of the internet. And guess what? There's people just like you out there. You just gotta go find them. Engage with fellow enthusiasts and ask the silly questions and share your progress and ask them where they started. You won't feel silly because they've been there too. They started somewhere too. Participating in these discussions and seeking the advice can actually enhance your learning experience. Attend the meetups, the workshops, the events related to your hobby, and be around like-minded individuals to learn from them. You'll be surprised how energized you become. I went for a backpacking trip in March of 2022, and it was just a weekend, and I was around like-minded people, and I was energized for weeks. I was physically exhausted, but I was energized for weeks just being around those like-minded individuals. Without the drama, without all the other pain points of life, we were all out there for one reason, one hobby, and it was wonderful. Number 4 is practice it often. Consistency is key when you're developing a hobby. Make it a habit to practice or engage in your hobby regularly, so that means it can't be too big. And certainly you have hobbies where you like to travel or you like to go to festivals, but there's little parts of that you can do often. You don't want to wait till once a year to get your energy cup refilled. You want to do it often. You want to consistently refill that cup. So set aside some dedicated time in your schedule to ensure that you're maintaining some momentum into it, that you're kind of becoming obsessed and proficient at it. It could be studying. It could be actually doing. It could be talking to community group members. Experiment with different techniques and styles and variations within your hobby to keep things interesting and expanding your skills. And number 5 is explore the related resources and experiences. Expand your knowledge to understand where your hobby began, how it came to be today. Read those books, the articles, the biographies. Read the history of the hobby. Attend exhibitions, conferences, and workshops. Gain exposure to the new ideas, the new trends, the innovations that are happening in this hobby world. And then remember, exploring a hobby is a personal journey. You're not going to do it even the same within your hobby group members. And it's okay if your partner, your friends, your kids, your cats don't do it with you. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Enjoy the process, embracing the challenges, and adapt and learn as you grow. The most important thing is to have fun in pursuit of your hobby. You're not looking at this hobby as a job right now. You're looking at it to re-energize. You're looking at it to embrace your identity. You're looking at it to align that external and internal self to where it wants to be. So feed it.
I know you're not lazy. Most people in burnout are high performers, those serving others before themselves. Don't discount this step today, the step in which you focus on your self-growth. Piecing together the puzzle is half the journey. Rediscovering energy through new actions and habits is the other. Do not underestimate the strength in your actions and the beast to do hard things that lies within you. Check out more burnout resources on my website to move from zombie mode back to liveliness. See you soon.